just came up in my spirit, on my heart. Because sometimes we go through something. You remember this? I got a feeling everything's gonna be alright. Oh, I got a feeling everything's gonna be alright. Oh, I got a feeling everything's gonna be alright. Be alright. Be alright. Be alright. Sometimes we go through things we need to know. I got a feeling everything's gonna be alright. Oh, I got a feeling everything's gonna be alright. Oh, I got a feeling everything's gonna be alright. Be alright. Be alright. Be alright. That's what that word. The word says. The word, it told me everything's gonna be alright. When you read the word, it tells you everything's gonna be alright. When you read the word, it tells me everything's gonna be alright. Be alright. Be alright. Be alright. The Holy Ghost told me everything's gonna be alright. Holy Ghost told me everything's gonna be alright. The Holy Ghost, He told me everything's gonna be alright. Be alright. Be alright. Be alright. Ah. That's what we did. We put on the garment of praise. Amen. We put on our praise garment for the spirit of heaviness. Amen. So we drive the heaviness, we drive it out. Amen. And we got a garment of praise. Glory to God. Pastor Cheryl, give her a hand.
Amen.
Before Knesset brings the word, I just want to go over, because we just came out of Yom Kippur. Just want to come over, go over what that is like a foreshadow. During the time of atonement, what the priests used to do is they would kill a bull, and then he would sprinkle 7 times before the mercy seat. And I just want to go over that how that was a foreshadow of Jesus and where Jesus would shed his blood 7 times. So why? Why would Jesus have to shed his blood? It was basically to redeem us. What does redeem mean? Anybody tell me, what does redeem mean?
To buy back.
To buy back. That's right, to buy back. It means to purchase, just like Minister Burns said, it means to buy back. It means to ransom in full. Hallelujah. It means to rescue from loss.
Yeah.
It means to rescue from loss. It means that we're rescued from a destructive force of evil. That's all being redeemed, to buy back, to purchase. So with his blood, he purchased us. Yeah. He ransomed us in full. Yeah. He rescued us from a loss. Yeah. And he rescued us from a destructive force of evil. Yeah. So what kinds of things was destructive forces of evil doing to us that we needed redemption for? So let's talk about where he shed his blood the first place, and that was in the Garden of Gethsemane. That's the first place that he shed blood. It was during that time he had a battle of whether to do the will of the Father, which was going to cause him pain, or not to do the will of the Father. Adam faced that same thing in the Garden of Eden. He had a choice of doing the will of the Father or doing his own will. Adam chose his own will, not the Father's will, which issued us into a curse. The land was cursed. The dominion that we had was lost because of Garden of Eden. But in the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus chose the will of the Father. He said, nevertheless, he said, if it were possible, let this cup pass from me. But nevertheless, not my will, but thy will be done. So what he ransomed us back for, what he brought back for us was our willpower. Our ability to follow the will of the Father. Yeah. The next place where he shed his blood was at the whipping post. Now you hear some people say that he was beat 39 with 39 stripes. That's actually may or may not be true, because the reason they say that it was 39 stripes instead of 40 is because when Jews beat you, they believed that it would be 40 stripes would be equal to what God's punishment would be. But these were not Jews that whipped Jesus. These were Romans. So some people were saying that it was beyond 40 stripes, because they were saying, some people were saying, you got to remember, we see pictures of Jesus on the cross. He looks beat, but he doesn't fit this one that we see on the crucifix, the one that we see even in pictures, does not fit the part of the Bible which says that he was marred more than any man, beyond recognition. So even Mel Gibson in The Passion of the Christ still didn't do him justice for what he suffered. Some people even say that he was beat so bad in his back that you could see some of his organs from the back. Yeah. So why? What was that purpose for? It says in Isaiah, by whose stripes we were what? Healed. So when sickness, disease, and infirmity comes to you, that's a transgressor. That's a trespasser. Because he bore the price for our healing.
Right.
Now, I'm going to say, I take medicine for diabetes, but I tell you each day I'll confess over my body. No sickness, no disease, no infirmity can live in this body. By his stripes I am healed. And guess what? Last time I went to my doctor, she said those results keep up for 6 more months, I'm coming off. By his stripes. Confess that over your body. No sickness, no disease, no infirmities can live in my body. No abnormal cells can live in my body. They're transgressors. Cancerous cells are transgressors. No abnormal cells can live in my body. Confess that over your body because it was paid for. It was paid for at the whipping post. The next place that he shed his blood was he had a crown of thorns pressed down on his head. Why a crown of thorns? If you remember when the curse was pronounced on Adam, it says that the grounds would produce what? Thorns and thistles. So the ground was cursed for its sake. So Jesus, in taking that, and he said, and he also told them too, by the sweat of your brow. That's what he told them. By the sweat of your brow, you'll earn a living. Right?
Yeah.
So when he took those thorns on his head, and by the blood of his brow, that's redeemed. That's where your redemption comes for that. So we were redeemed from poverty. We were redeemed so we could have peace of mind and freedom from mental torment. So if anything tries to come up to you mentally, know that a price has been paid.
Amen.
A price has been paid for that. Don't accept it. Don't accept it.
Amen.
Another place that he shed his blood is actually on the cross itself. He was, his hands and his feet, both were, they put nails in.
Right.
And it was the minister, when he was ministering, he said, you know, a lot of people, they didn't put the nails in. They tied them, because it's not like you had Home Depot there.
Right.
You know, so it wasn't like the availability of those nails was so abundant. So a lot of times they just tied people there. But for him, they actually put the nails in. They put the nails in the hand. They put the nails in the feet. So what was we redeemed from for the hands and the feet? Remember we talked about earlier how in the Garden of Eden, God had first given them. He said he gave them, male and female, what? Dominion. Over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air. He had given them dominion over everything. But once that transgression came, then the dominion went to who? The little G-O-D of this world. Right? But in this part where Jesus took those nails in his hand and that blood on his hands, that blood on his feet, that was to redeem us, to restore us back to the authority and the dominion that we had in the Garden of Eden. That's not in the by and by. Like some people think that's in the by and by. That's when we get to heaven. No. That's now. Now faith is. Now faith is. You have dominion now. You, because of the price he paid, whatever you put your hands to do shall prosper. Whatever you put your hands to do shall prosper. You put your hands to a business, it's supposed to prosper. You put your hands to whatever work you're doing, it's supposed to prosper. Wherever your feet tread, that's your dominion. Wherever you go, that's your dominion. This has all been paid for you. It was all paid at Calvary to have your dominion and your authority restored. Not just when I get to heaven. It's for now. It's for now. Then it's he was pierced in his side. What was redeemed when he was pierced in his side? That was to give us wholeness of heart. That was to heal the brokenhearted. That was to bring joy. There's no reason we should be walking around with sadness and brokenhearted. there's a balm. He's the balm in Gilead. He's the healing. He's the healer. And that's what I'm looking out here. And I just walked when Mike told us that the hazard light was on, but then I just started walking down here. I'm looking, I'm seeing people brokenhearted. There's a healer. And we need to minister that there's a healer. There was a price that was paid. There was a price. Even those who feel as though that they can't get beyond a drug addiction because their will is caught up with it. No, there was a price so your will could be redeemed. So you can come off of drugs. So that was the piercing in his side. And then the last place was, remember in the beginning, in Genesis, he said that her seed would bruise your head, and you would what? Bruise his heel.
Right.
That's internal bleeding. The bruise is internal bleeding. He was wounded for our transgressions. He was bruised for our iniquities. That bruising of his heel, even the internal beating that he took, was bleeding internally. That bruising was for our transgression.